Hey guys, welcome to Starry-Eyed and Occupied. This is my first video that I'm uploading. My name is Ricky. I have a beauty channel called Starry-Eyed and Beautified, if you want to go subscribe to that if that's like more of your thing, but this is my book channel and I'm really excited to be uploading my first video, and that's going to be my favorite books of 2015. And I'm like really excited about this because I've just gotten like super into like booktube and bookstagram. So yeah, these are my favorite books of 2015 in no particular order. So the first one is The Opposite of Loneliness by Marina Keegan. And I don't even know much about this book, but I know that she had died like unexpectedly, and these are just like her works that she's written. They're just like a compilation of short stories and stuff. So I really enjoyed this, and it was just super cool to read, and it was really great. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, so I highly recommend that you read that book. And my next book I just finished, and that is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. And I started reading this actually because I saw the movie trailer when I went to go see The Hunger Games. And this book, I flew through it. I read it in like a week, not even. And I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars as well. I really loved this story. I loved how it went through the different perspectives and everything. And I'm so excited for the movie to come out. I have the second book as well, which is called The Infinite Sea, but I want to wait to read it until it's closer to the third book release, so I'm not like left hanging or anything. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The next one is Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote. It's a classic. The movie was based off of this. The movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's with Audrey Hepburn is actually one of my top 5 favorite movies because Audrey Hepburn is my favorite person ever. And this also has 2 of his other short stories, but I didn't read them. But yeah, I had to read this to write a paper, and I've been wanting to read it anyway. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because it was really good, but it wasn't like my favorite thing to read, but I did really enjoy reading it. And it's super short. Like, this is 3 stories in this book, and it's really short. So if you like the movie, I highly suggest giving this a read because it's a little bit different, but it's still really good. And then staying on that Audrey Hepburn train, this book was my first read of 2015, and it honestly was so enjoyable for me. It's called Being Audrey Hepburn by Mitchell Kriegman, and I think he's the guy that did Clarissa Explains It All. He like created the TV show, and he wrote this book, and it's about this girl who has kind of like an alter ego. Like, her friend works at the Met, where Audrey's Breakfast at Tiffany's dress by Givenchy is, and she tries it on, and then her friend's boss is coming, so she has to like run away, and she goes into this party, and it's a party full of like Upper East Side, like really rich kids, and somebody takes a picture of her, and it just blows up, and they're like, who's this girl? So she starts this blog called Shades of Limelight, and it's all about like her journey and her alter ego, and she meets this cute boy, but she had a boyfriend like before. It's just like this whole story. It was so enjoyable. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars because I really enjoyed reading this book, especially because it made so many references to all the other Audrey Hepburn movies, and honestly, it was so good. But yeah, so I highly recommend this book if you're into Audrey Hepburn at all, or if you just want like a lighthearted, enjoyable read, because it was really good. The next book I read over the summer, and it's called The Rosie Project by Graham Simsian, and this was such an interesting book. It's like, I didn't get it at first. It took me like a while to pick up on like everything because the main character has OCD, and at first I thought he was, what did I think he was? I thought he was like schizophrenic or something. I don't know. I just thought he was crazy. But this is such a lighthearted read. It's about this guy named Don, and he wants to find a wife. But to do this, he created like a kind of survey that he just handed out to women, and if there was like one thing that he didn't like he was like, nope. And then he met this girl named Rosie, and she was like the total opposite of what he wanted, but they ended up like falling in love, and it was just like a really light-hearted, like really nice story to read. And there is a second book which I do want to read in 2016. I read this over the summer. Like, I went on like a beach vacation for like the weekend, and I read it like throughout the whole thing. It was so nice. It is a really short book, but it was super lighthearted, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So yeah, I highly recommend if you want like a lighthearted read to pick this up. And then this is like, I think, one of my top books. Like, the next two are like kind of tied for the best, but this is like definitely one of my top, and it's All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven. This book, honestly, it like got me back into reading because I was in like a reading slump for a really long time, and then I read this book on recommendation of one of my really good friends from school, and I fell in love with it. It was such a good book, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I'll probably like give away a spoiler because that's just who I am. Like, I do it accidentally. It was so good, and it's kind of like, it's sad, but it's like great at the same time. Somebody said, I think in one of the book reviews, they said it was like Eleanor and Park meets The Fault in Our Stars, which I think is so true. So yeah, if you want like a really like heart-wrenching but like it sucks you in kind of book, this is so good, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars because I love this book so much. The next book is one of like the only nonfiction books that I read this year, and it's Girlboss by Sophia Amoruso, and she is the CEO of the brand Nasty Gal, and this is just kind of like her life advice kind of. It's like a self-help book almost, and like what her journeys have like brought her to do, because she started her business from like selling stuff like from her closet on eBay, like from her house. So it's actually a little bit dusty because I read this in the summer and I haven't picked it up since then. But it's a super short read, but it's full of a lot of really great tips and tricks to like get yourself motivated and just like conquer the world as a girl. And it's just such a great book. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a really great book if you need some self-motivation. And then the last book that I loved this year is tied with All the Right Places for number 1 because this book is so good. I had such a book hangover after this, and I'm so excited for the second book to come out, and that is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This book is so interesting because it's told through IM messages, emails, like security footage, everything, and like it goes, I don't know, it's so cool. And this, like, they play on words with pictures, and like this is my favorite page. Like, look how cool that is. It's so awesome. And oh my god, this book, I had such a great time reading it. It's pretty big, but it was super quick to read because it's kind of just like instant messaging, so it's not like really hard to read. It's not like super filled with like words or anything. Like, here, like, it's not like there's a lot of white space in the book, but it's such a cool experience to read this book, so I highly, highly recommend this book. And I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, obviously, because it's like one of my favorite books ever. So yeah, those are my favorite books of 2015. Please, please subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below telling me your favorite books for the year. And my next video is going to be my book bucket list for 2016, like so my book TBR, I guess. I'm gonna call my TBR videos bucket list though, so yeah, I'm super excited for this channel, and yeah, so go check out my beauty channel if you're interested in that, and all my other social media is gonna be down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out!